Hello everybody. Today we're going to check out this game called Thomas Was Alone. I bought it on Steam. It was on sale for $5, normally 10. You can also get a DRM-free version directly from their website. I'll put a link to that in the description. And you can also buy it on Desura, the platform for indie games. I haven't played this game yet. This is my first time checking it out, so you'll have to bear with me a bit if I take some time to understand stuff. Alright, back to the menu. Let's go. Let's do it.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
I really like the narration, and by the left thumbstick thing, I'm assuming I'm supposed to be playing with this with a controller. Hopefully the keyboard controls are decent enough. Alright, so
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity.
So I guess
1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
So it seems like the goal of this game is just to get to that little end square. Simple enough.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think! What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... a big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Alright, so I'm really liking the music in this so
This
far.
all seemed a little dangerous.
Oh shit, that was
The
cool.
world was not to
Cool
be trusted.
visual effects for a simplistic
and it
game.
seemed
This
to
is really
Thomas that
looking
it could
really
let
good.
him down at any moment. Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him.
Damn it.
He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious. Something about the boiling,
wonder if I can
toxic,
swim.
glowing water intimidated
Oh,
Thomas.
toxic. Okay,
He
good to
didn't
know.
like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided. The loneliness was getting to Thomas.
Alright, this one
No
was
amount of
tough.
observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that. Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Aww.
immediate and deep
Okay.
dislike to the
That's pretty
skinny
cool.
red rectangle.
So
Who
you
the
control
hell did
more
this
than one
Thomas
character.
think he was?
Interesting. I'm liking this.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually. Not technically graceful, it's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Oh, we'll learn to love each other soon. So I'm really liking this so far, being able to control several different blocks and have them work together to reach the goal. I'm not sure where this one's supposed to go. I guess back this way. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him? Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile. Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
steadily more complex. I'm guessing they're gonna introduce some more shapes as time
Chris
goes on.
stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels. This was his chance, a moment to shine. This was game day.
Jump if another cube's on top of me. Another square's on top of me, so I can't. Interesting. Wait. There we go. Simple enough.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
I don't know who does the narration for this game, but I'm really liking it so far. I like how they're given these basic shapes. You know, character.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome.
It smelled of awesome.
Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use. Time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years. John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys. He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped. The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Shit. Alright, get back here. Not too much to it, but what's there looks really, really good. Oh shit, he's gonna need some help probably. Let's see if we can do it on his own first. Ah, you can, okay. Oh fuck. God damn it, Thomas.
interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph. That's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Big blue block. All
This
right.
was how Claire would die. She knew it would happen
This is
eventually.
pretty cool.
She was
what I'm supposed to be doing.
rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order.
Shit. Poison
The
water.
crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed.
No.
Hey,
No, Claire.
What?
Ah,
Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in
Okay.
fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers.
that's pretty cool.
She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion. If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower. All right. Fear not, my skinny friends, for I am Claire, and I will save you. Claire needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible.
Fuck.
Claire was rubbish.
I'm wondering what other kind of shapes that they could introduce with other powers, or if it's going to be this set here.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
Oh, it's raining water. Right.
As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took. Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick. Or was she more the lone Avenger type? She'd like that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water. The others told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here. Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult. villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear. Chris was the most obvious choice. He seemed stroppy enough, and his jump was so pathetic that it conveniently avoided Claire's insecurities. Yes, Chris. Diabolical Chris. The fiendish Christopher.
Commentary going. I'm kind of just taking all this in myself here.
Chris gone.
Probably just going to play another level or two before I stop this recording.
Plotting Claire's downfall?
This is...
Claire was honest.
A lot different than I expected.
She was a superhero.
From, all I'd seen of this game was some screenshots and short video review that didn't really get into it much.
Reasonably sized bodies of water to cross.
This is much different than I expected with the characterization of all these shapes, and that's just fucking interesting as hell, I think. You normally don't see that kind of thing. Normally you see video games that have realistic looking characters that have no personality. And this game is giving you personality in these geometric shapes and giving them human emotions and things that you can relate to, and that's, again, that's just interesting as hell. I'm really enjoying it.
Over water, eh? Claire's newly heightened senses told her that there were multiple paths across with various possible configurations of the little posse. Doing really well. Claire hoped she could get them all across. John was fully aware he could do this alone. Thomas hoped he'd never have to. Was alone, which was odd, because she wasn't meant to be alone. She needed to be where there were rectangles to save. Being the only superhero in a given space kind of defeats the object. Spikes? That was new. Claire avoided them. She decided they were most likely her kryptonite.
same level with two of them?
Wow.
Yeah, this is looking like the same
Deja
level.
vu. The
Oh,
world
getting
was
the crossroads.
repeating. And this time Thomas was here. Claire felt something had gone wrong. There was a disturbance in the force. Something had altered the matrix. The world was reacting to their progress. It was amassing its forces. It was plotting against them.
Damn
Claire
it.
finally had a nemesis.
Fuck this shit. Fuck. How did I avoid all these the first time through and only now I'm having trouble with it? Keeps on pushing me off. See, what the fuck? That was all of the game, just pushing me off this platform. Alright, come on, Claire, you can do it. You got this, Claire. Oh yeah. Ah, fuck. Oh, music changing up. Shit's about to get interesting. Alright, now we got a large
Laura
rectangle.
was pleased this one was
rectangle
behind
lying
the
on
wall.
its side. Laura,
Maybe
okay.
he'd never know what she could do. Maybe they could just have a conversation. Hang out. As long as he didn't find out what she could do. Which would never happen so long as they stayed separate.
Now I'm wondering what she could do.
Laura didn't have time to worry about the ominous pixel cloud. It had been following her for some time, and it had kept itself to itself until now.
Wait, did I just bounce on Laura? She's like a trampoline square?
As the square, who had shyly introduced himself as
Awesome.
Chris, bounced atop Laura, she began to worry that he was just using her like all the others had. They'd all bounced too, and then they disappeared when her back was turned. Only the ominous pixel cloud ever remained, looking a little bigger and a little less hungry with every disappearing friend. With every bounce, Laura found herself less and less irritated by Chris. She started to miss him when he wasn't there, on another platform or something.
Not quite sure what that button did, but keep going at it.
She'd wonder what he was up to. Was he missing her? He wasn't saying very much.
Ah. So I guess I can just make that jump Okay. This looks easy enough.
Chris was in love. She was perfect. He had to tell her so. At some point, he would definitely tell her. Probably best to wait for a moment the large, ominous pixel cloud wasn't about, though. Yeah, probably best to wait.
Ah, damn it. No. Fuck.
Chris was massively disappointed to run into the gang again. He'd enjoyed the alone time with his new girlfriend. Was it too early to refer to Laura as his girlfriend? Only if I say it out loud, he told himself. He didn't want to scare her off.
One more level. One more level.
Laura, and the eager-looking pixel cloud of death which seemed to be watching her. Sure, they'd use her inherent bounciness to reach slightly higher jump points, but they wouldn't strike up a conversation with her. Chris found them rude. Rude? And always there.
Wait, before I get that over there, I guess I gotta use her to push these buttons. Teamwork. Alright, I'm going to stop it there. Just pause that for a minute here. Again, this game is called Thomas Was Alone. You can get it at thomaswasalone.com. $10. You can get the completely DRM-free version directly from their website, or you can buy it on Steam if that's the way you want to go. You can buy it on Desura. I believe there's also a excuse me. I believe there's also a free demo on the website. I'm not sure how long that is. I don't know how many levels it has. I haven't played it. But if this little Let's Play hasn't been convincing enough that, that you'd be able to enjoy this game, then that's definitely something you might want to check out. And on a closing note, I just really, really like this game. I like how all of these geometric shapes have their own personalities, and how it's showing that when they work together they can accomplish something, and they're all good for different things. As you could see in the level before the last one I played, each and every one of them had a little segment that they had to hop off of Laura and go press a button. They're all contributing to a common end goal of getting to the portals at the end of the level. And I don't know, I just think that's fucking great. This game is cool as shit. Definitely worth the $10. I picked it up for only $5 during the Steam sales. You might be able to get it at a similar price sometime in the future if you want to hold out a bit. But it's definitely worth the investment, and it's definitely worth your time. This is a great game. I'm going to get right back to this right after I stop recording this. So yeah, I guess that'll be right now. Thanks for checking it out. And again, links will be in the description. Bye.